Is it on, Tommy? A shitload of obscure, relatively obscure 50s and 60s 45s. Come on and take my hand. Johnny O'Keefe, Australia's first rock and roller, on the Lee Gordon label. I spoke about him on one of my previous videos, and he created Lead On Records. But that's almost like before that Vertigo label in England. This would be very early 1960s. One thing I forgot to say about Lee Gordon was that he died of a drug overdose in London in 1964. This one's pretty cool. Jim Reeves, Country I'd Fight the World on RCA Victor. Another lead on, Johnny O'Keefe again. Right Now, killer track. California My Way, the Iguana. And Merry Go Round. Oz Kiwi band. Yeah, it's what can I say? It's all right. It's just rare, that's all. The Ray Charles Singers, One More Time, on Command Records. I'm mainly showing these, not necessarily for the artists, sometimes they are, but basically I'm just showing record labels. Here's one of my statesides I missed. Kind of a Drag, the Buckinghams. God, great track. I love that. You'll Never Stop Me From Loving You, the Sapphires, on Ampar. Got another thing I forgot to mention on my Oz labels the other day, the Commotion label, which I showed Vince Maloney-sec. Well, this is, they only put out a handful of singles, and there are only two good ones, and I've got the two good ones. One's the Vince Maloney-sec, No Good Without You. This is the other one, You Stole My Love. Mike Ferber and the Bowery Boys on the fantastic Commotion label. I also forgot to mention that, like Go and the Go Show, Commotion was a TV show in opposition to Go, and they put out their label as well to try to match Go. And both those labels only put out about two really good singles each. The sad story about Mike Ferber was he was an English migrant, and he came out and joined this band. I think they were from Brisbane, and he moved down. You Stole My Love, by the way, is a Graham Gilbin song, who wrote a lot of hits for the Yardbirds and Herman's Hermits, blah blah, so on and so forth. He was in 10cc. I think this was written for the Yardbirds. I'm pretty sure the Yardbirds had You Stole My Love on one of their records somewhere. I've never actually heard the Yardbirds version. There's the good versions, very good. Unfortunately, he hung himself, or if you believe the rumours, he was murdered by the Sydney underworld because he was seeing one of the big crime bosses' girlfriends on the side, and yeah, it's a very, very sad story, Mike Ferber. He was a really cool looking guy too, and his one and only album goes for shitloads of money on eBay and Discogs and all that, and it's got one of the best album covers of all time. It's just such a cool looking album cover. Here's another English migrant on Tony Barber on the extremely rare Everybody's label. This was a hit in '66, but this Everybody's was a magazine run by the Packer family, who I work for. Packer bastards they were too. And disc jockeys refused to play. I refused to play this because they figured it was a plug for the magazine. I actually heard it and bought it before it was canned, and then it came out on Spin. So that's a collectible. I just love rare labels, and it's a great track. It's killer. Tony Barber was in Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs, along with Vince Maloney, and so that's here's one. I'll even throw in a picture cover. I don't usually like to do that, but here we go. Australia's most beloved band of the 1960s. I think this is a Dutch United Artists. I think this is a Dutch one, or maybe it's American. I don't know. Yeah, Holland. Because Harry Vander, or Vandersloot, was a Dutchie, and so was Dick Diamond. I can't pronounce his real name. Snowy Fleet, the drummer. Stevie Wright, the singer, English. And the famous George Young, Scottish. Vander and Young. Just wanted to show Pie International. I love the label. Dionne Warwick, Walk On By. I was knocking the Pie label the other day. Not for their yellow and red labels. They're gorgeous. But they went to this horrible puce colour. Oh, puce and purple. It was just ghastly. Absolutely hideous. Here's another one. The New Beats. They had a big hit in Australia with Bread and Butter. He likes bread and butter, she likes toast and jam, with another man. Where he sang in an ultra high pitched voice. It's really, really good track actually. This is a follow up, Run Baby Run, on the Hickory label. Australian copy. This is very rare, to have an Australian Hickory in the plastic bag. I mean, that's an American label. That's highly unusual. Always like this. One of those sad, Johnny Angel by Philly Favares on Cold Picks. Not for sale. Yeah, it's a promo. Johnny Angel, Johnny Angel. One of those real corny early 60s, late 50s songs. But I got a real soft spot for that stuff, because I was a kid, I was only 9 or 10 or 11 or something. And Madam Sin, if you do watch this, here's the original One Track Mind by the Knickerbockers on Challenge. You see, the thing with that is that sounds a bit like a Beatles song, but the one before it, with Lies, I was walking up Guymere Station with a little transistor radio one day, and I heard Lies come on, and I went, oh wow, this is the Beatles' newest record, and it's the best one they've ever done yet. And then they said it's the Knickerbockers. I went, what? And I only found out years later what they actually looked like. They were like middle-aged Italian guys from New York, but they sounded exactly like Lies. Sounds like Help or something. I mean, honestly, it sounds better. It's the best single the Beatles ever released is Lies by the Knickerbockers. except it wasn't the Beatles. So, you know, all this bullshit about the Beatles being geniuses and that, anyone could write that shit, you know. They actually wrote talking of the Beatles, I don't normally show Beatles stuff because it's just overdone. But this is a New Zealand parlophone, which is very hard to come by. One of my all-time favourite Beatle tracks, Rain, and it's actually red. And the B-side paperback right, the A-side paperback right. It's just a rare. See, look at that. See, that's the way to put out big letters and, you know, easy to see. None of this nonsense. Also have an Easy Beats on New Zealand parlophone. And to finish up, one of my all-time favourites. Oh, God, I love Gino Washington. Gino Washington and the Ram Jam Band. This is one of my treasures. This is an advanced. This is Pi, right? I know I knocked Pi. I only knocked it for that one label, coloured label they put out. But I love their yellow and red and their yellow and black label, but I hate the puce and purple one. Advanced promotion copy. Pi. Put out the fire, the B-side, which is good. But this is killer. Gino Washington and the Ram Jam Band. I can't quit it. It's even got a date on it, see? 5th of July, I think. 1968. So this is an absolute treasure. I love this so much. That is, I think it was Blood, Sweat and Tears. Yes, I've actually got it on a Blood, Sweat and Tears album. It's a cover of a Blood, Sweat and Tears song, but oh my God, it is so good. So good. Anyway, guys, 12, got to go.